Oh,
Who's
because I
confidence?
feel like people can really grow and thrive off of a conversation about feeling confident. Especially like if you look like us, if you look bigger than us, smaller than us, lighter than us. Cause it's like, people that are lighter than us. Yeah. Like I felt like just loving and liking yourself where you are is just the key to like, being confident. But not confident when just based off looks, but how you feel about yourself. Because people can really tell how you feel about yourself based on just looking at you.
Okay.
Like some people like obviously are like insecure about
Right.
look whatever. But some people out there feel like they look good, but don't necessarily feel good about themselves.
A lot to unravel there. That's a lot. No, like for real though, confidence is key to just anything, whether it's work, whether it's the gym, whether it's friendships, relationships, anything. Like your confidence shows. And the way you are confident, it attracts the people who you either want to be around you or people who you don't want to be around you. So if you are very hyper aware of your confidence, then that helps you kind of dictate the crowd you're around. Because if I'm confident, I walk to the gym and I'm doing my exercises and I know exactly where I'm going to do exercises, then people are going to probably come to me and ask me how to do a certain exercise because they see that I am capable of completing it at least. So if you aren't confident, then you're going to attract people who aren't confident in themselves. And that's just going to keep you into that's kind of like mode of being like, yeah, you're just gonna be stuck. You're just stuck.
That's so true because I thought about that too. And I feel like a lot of times, like rejection is like God's protection sometimes.
Yes.
Because we don't think about it.
Yes.
We don't think about it, but it really does. It hurts sometimes. You're like, oh, I'm rejected, whatever. But it really do like see it because you're trying to see the best in this person. But at the same token, you're just, that they're not right for you or they're not right for you at the right moment. Like they're not who they're supposed to be for you to be around them. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does. Okay, so to kind of feed off of what you're just saying, when you know someone's for you or just not for you at that certain moment, you can tell. Like,
So
I've been in a relationship where someone wasn't for me at the right moment. And I'm like, dang it, like we may end up crossing paths again.
later on, oh, it was a soulmate.
It could have been. Maybe. Who knows? Because now I'm in a position where I'm like, whatever comes my way, comes my way. So if that's somebody new, then hey, like come my way. If it's somebody from the past, I'll have a lot to think about when it comes to you because we have history. We have a lot that has unraveled, and who knows if we can make it better. Because sometimes when you're trying to make the past better, it tends to get worse.
That's true.
Like, if it's somebody who you're like, I see you, like you have grown, understand why. Yeah, I understand why this time apart was needed for us.
You're not forcing it.
No, because you're just like,
Uh,
damn, look at us.
I know.
And then like, if it's like a natural connection, like who knows where it could go. Always think about whether it's a job, whether it's a friend, whether it's anything. God's protection is always very loud and clear. And he'll show you signs over and over and over again until you get it right. Because sometimes he'll be like, dumbass, wake up. Not to really call somebody a dumbass, but like, it's just like, yeah, like,
I feel like that's so true because I could think about it, and like now, like I always wear my part of my sleeve, so I'm always like the one that try to save people. If you're not trying to save yourself, then like, what's the point? Like, I want you to draw the fine line and be like,
I don't think you should save people though.
I
don't
know
think
that's
that we are not God.
that's
We are not capable of saving anybody but ourselves. All we can do is like we were talking about earlier with confidence is like marrying it. All you can do is mirror that you are saved. And if somebody is able to pick that up and be like, I have to save myself, then so be it.
right.
But when you're trying to save somebody else, typically you end up hurting yourself more because you're seeing the potential that they have in being this great person or what they have in like healing, but you can't force the odds. people are their own people. So like you gotta just let them be, and you can give them little bits of advice here and there. You can give them a little bit of help. Like, and when I say help, I mean advice.
Advice, you know. And I think it's so important that we kind of know that because sometimes I feel like I'm trying my hardest, you know, to make something work with someone because I see the potential. And there's things that I like about them that are fulfilling, but then they're not,
Because you're not always parent.
you know. I think my problem is being more patient. I just need to be more patient. I'm patient.
Patience is key though.
I'm patient, but I feel like that's the part where I feel like I can have some opportunity and just be more patient.
I think the best thing to have patience is when we pray. Typically, typically we understand. We're talking. This is our one-on-one conversation with God. When you were praying, your prayer's not answered within that second. He's not like, oh, here you go, baby.
That'd be me.
You're like, God will show you that He heard you when you're not thinking about it. Like you have to be so like, I say God fearing. It's like
Yeah.
nothing can fear you. Like nothing fears you in this world.
That's why I used to be like, I want a God fearing man.
Because like when you have a God fearing man, it's like He's a leader. It's like He's gonna.
Yeah.
He walks with God, like even through the hardships.
Got self-discipline.
Yes. And with that self-discipline builds that patience. And then when you least expect it, that's when the prayers get. And that's when the patience, you'll be like, oh, wow, I was so patient. And I was so, because when you're not being patient, typically like I used to be very impulsive.
Yeah, that's me. I'm very impulsive.
And then you would start to do things where you're like, after you've done them, you're like, if I was only a little bit more patient, I would have saw that like this was already working in my favor.
Right. And you were telling us yourself that too, because like you said, it happens in our latter days. Like I do know that our prayers aren't answered, but I have to remind myself that too, because I'd be forgetting that I don't get the answer within a day or two or three. It kind of like, hello, is anybody there? Like, anybody hear what I'm saying? And but that's good because I need to love with that. You know, it's not answered. And now I just feel like I'm like in this manifestation mode where everything I'm wanting and manifesting is like happening. And it's happening like each day. I'm like, oh, okay, I'm getting stronger, really stronger. And I feel like the more time I spend by myself, like it actually happens faster. It happens faster because I might give my energy to other people.
No.
Maybe my energy to other people. Or things either.
Elaborate on things though, because like, what could things be?
Things could be social media. You know, attention from others.
Okay.
You know, our addictions.
That's a big one.
You know,
That's a big one. I feel like time is the most, if there's like a list of things that I don't want to do with people, I feel like time is like probably number one on that list.
Yeah, because you know, time is your wealth. That's your wealth. That time. You know, like what you do with your time is how you'll get the thing you want, the thing you desire. So yeah, time is like a big thing. I noticed like I don't have to be in go mode all the time.
No.
I take breaks. I can take naps and stuff, but at the same time, I don't want to be getting into a cycle again of just running away from myself or just being with just people.
Because when you do look back on it, the time that you've given away to these people, you're like, I could have, much time as I invested in giving that to you, I could have invested that in studying or reading this book to help myself or working out or maybe even realizing that I'm eating unhealthy. Time can be broken down into so many little factors that you could have focused on rather than person or place or thing.
Right. That's so true. Because I feel like when you're self-aware, you'll want to like self-reflect before you spend time with somebody. Yes. Do I want to spend time with this person because they are just fun to be around? Or do they add value?
That goes back to energy. You don't want to just give your energy to everybody. The thing that I've been really focusing on a little bit more is understanding my tuition.
Yeah.
Because your tuition is never, it's never, yeah, that's the Holy Ghost.
Yeah.
But like, your tuition's never wrong. It really is never wrong. And when you're around certain people, you'll get that energy, like, and you gotta really accept that. God is telling you, you don't need to grow this person because they are either saying something, they're doing something, or secretly they're envy of you. Like, you don't know what God knows. You don't know what this person is doing behind your back. Clearly, you're feeling that way around them for a reason. So why keep putting yourself around these people or around this person if all you feel is maybe anxious, maybe depressed, maybe frustrated or irritated when you're around them?
Right. That's true.
Who wants to spend their time being around people who just,
Because they look good.
you better stand their ass? No, but for real,
I think going that though. Like I feel like there's so many attractive people in this world, but I try
like, are you attractive on the inside?
Yeah. Like I don't like the way you think. Like I'm sorry, not you. I'm saying
No. Like in general, like people like who you just come across. It's like, I don't like how you may have talked to that person. Or I don't like the way you joke around. It trickles down to so many things.
Yeah, like for me, I have to like how a person thinks before I be around them. Like I'm always looking at someone from the outside standpoint. And it's not like I'm judging them, but I want somebody to be around their authentic selves. Like being authentic is just really not really caring what others will think about it. Just being
you.
Yeah. And like for me, authentic, like I want somebody that's like a naturally positive person that have like a, positive energy around them. Like I feel good vibes when I'm around them. Or it's like they pour into me, I pour into them.
It's like the energy's flowing, you're giving and you're getting. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like there's been so many times in the past where I've had one-way streaks with people where me as a person, even if it's like family or friends, like I've had one-way streaks where I've given so much energy, so much time to these people. And when I look back and like, what did I quality is like, say like you did like this like grand gesture for somebody. Or even if like you're always showing up for this person, like you're the only person who came to their birthday party, they gonna be like,
gave them something for their birthday.
yeah, they're gonna give you some false energy back, like a Facebook post. And then like, yeah, or like on Instagram or something. And then like, you'll see them hang out with people who did not come up, who didn't show up for them.
Right.
Or wasn't there for that. And then you'll be like, I'm that person, I would speak my mind. So I'm like, why wasn't I invited? Oh, this was last minute. You already right there, it's false energy because one, I know it from you talking shit about them, so now you're fakes. Two, it's like a situation where why are you hanging out with them? You saw that they weren't there for you, but the person who was there for you, you just wait them out. You gave me a like.
Eat that up. You picked that up. That's so good. That's so true. Like I thought about it, stand it.
Cause it's like you can, or it'll be like when you help somebody out. Let's put it this way, because this is the major time I see like false energy here. That when you help somebody out and they're like, "Thank you so much, oh my gosh," and then they'll sit there and have like the next few days, like they'll randomly be like texting you like "Good morning" or something, or like they doing stuff that you're just like,
"Oh, love bombing."
Not even love. It doesn't have to be like a relationship. It doesn't have to be like even a situationship or anything.
I never had nobody be like overly thankful.
Or like, yeah, like, so like when somebody is like false energizing you, like they're gonna like keep that up so that whenever
you more.
So when it does come down to them eating it again, they know they can go to you for it. I've had people who I hung out with in the past, and all of a sudden, like I'm friends with them on Facebook now, and they might have asked me for help, and then you don't hear from them. Yeah. And then they come back around, and they give you this whole big sob story.
Oh, yeah.
And then they're expecting you to help them again.
That's so true. Damn.
I'm like,
you ate that right on up. But I feel that's so crazy. But I mean, that's just a life lesson that we have to go through.
It is. It's a life lesson. And when it happens, you know it. And it's up to you at that point, whether you want to be played or not. Whether it's, like I said, or a family or anybody. A job at that too, because jobs make each other emotions like it's so true. They be thinking they know something, baby.
That's really
so. When it comes down to energy, like reciprocating it and being around people who actually give as much as they're getting, it can be sometimes like very overwhelming for some people. Like
Oh,
it can be even triggering because you're just like you're not used to it. So then they end up getting like the harsh side of you because you're like, why are you being this way? Why are you giving so much as I'm giving to you? Like,
I'm not giving that much to you. Like I'm the other person not giving that much, but I'm giving too much.
no. So like when
Oh.
people tend to give you as much as you're giving, like sometimes that can be very traumatic if you're not used to that. If you're not used to it, because sometimes it can be very triggering to going back to a time where like you felt so used and you're just like, damn, this is new. How do I go about this? Like, are you falsely giving as much back to me just because, or like, what do I take from this? Because I know, like, from the past, like, there's been times where people have given me as much as I've given, and I've kind of like given them the shit and the stick. I'm like, why are you doing this?
I
And
didn't know how to like, if you know how to actually communicate that to them, or you just like,
I didn't at the time.
oh,
I didn't even know, like, now looking back, like, I wouldn't even have known because it was just something, it was a new experience. It was, oh, you're in this friendship as much as I'm in this friendship. Or you're in this relationship as much as I'm in this relationship. Like, that's so different that you're just like,
I feel like this before, but I always felt like I communicated it.
my communication skills with personal relationships they've gotten better over the years because in the past, I felt so underfilled that I was just like being angry. So when I took the anger portion out of everything, I had to be vulnerable. And
Oh, you got the mask.
yeah, you take out the mask, you throw it away, you're like being able to take it off. That's gonna be like, okay, well, I'm upset because of X, Y, and Z. And I feel like over time, like when you start to realize the energy around people you're around, you start to understand that it's okay to talk to people about stuff.
Yeah, it is. It really is.
But that just goes back to knowing who you're putting yourself around. Because if you're going to put yourself around people who don't care about you and all that, they're going to use you. They're going to fakely give you energy and make you think that it's okay for them to do that. So
Let's put some boundaries. That makes sense.
yeah, boundaries, and that's your self-worth, and that goes back to your confidence. Yeah, so all this ties in with each other. Like, so I feel like people really should think for, yeah, you should have a good intention because if there isn't a good intention being brought to you, you're gonna know. So if you're, somebody's told me this before, they were like, it's so different than like, say like you're like genuinely sorry about something. Like that's way more in depth than just being like, oh, I'm sorry. Because like when you're genuinely sorry, like you really mean that from the bottom of your heart.
Like, how you say it? How do you say that? Because I always get people would come back after they done some type of experience, one silence. But it's never I apologize for I treated you. Know? It's kind of like either I'm getting love bombed or I'm just going to act like nothing ever happened.
So how did
let time just heal itself and not think about it and talk about it. Because for me, like, my immediate response, if you come back, it's like, yo,
this should be, I mean, this shouldn't be always.
I know, I don't want to like hold grudges, obviously, but at the same time, I don't want to have to ask for an apology.
You shouldn't have to ask.
I shouldn't have to apology. Like, you should have understood, you know, like, hey, somewhere along the line, I might have done something wrong and I apologize. Because I know for me, I have a very strong tongue and I can say things, my tongue is legal. And I can say things that are very harsh in the moment. But I'm man enough to be like, okay, I should be like putting out people's insecurities and stuff, you know. But at the same time, like, I'm self-aware. But I feel like I don't know how to communicate to people when they learn to value me as a person.
Value yourself as a person.
But as they come back, right, what's the message? So I tell them.
The message, but if you value yourself as a person and they know that, they should know that if they're going to come back around, that they got to come back around and they got to understand what was the downfall of you guys, like friendship, relationship, anything. And they have to understand that this ain't going to be like, no, oh, I forgive you. Let's go have dinner. It's no, I need to see actions because your words don't really mean nothing at this point.
Right. Oh, it's true. Like,
'Cause I feel like
does your apology come with to change behavior?
Exactly. So a lot of the time, if someone were to come back around for me, I'm like, I hear what you're saying. I hear you
but I see it.
and I'm listening.
But I see how you're moving.
But exactly, I see how you're moving.
And it's not.
You want me to believe this, but you're showing this. Make it make sense, because from A to B, you got DCF, you got it all, but it's not connected. So you want me to sit here and you want me to devalue myself for your words. When if we have already been in a connection, you know what type of actions and gestures or anything that you should take to regain communication with me, because I'm not going to be communicating like all the time now because you said sorry. Okay, you're sorry.
This is, I mean, sorry is a big thing, but
it's
your
words.
Yeah, they're just words, but with no action.
With no action back.
It means that if you want someone and you don't show them, and you know what their, I don't want to say their love language is, but
You'll learn that over time eventually.
Right. Like, it could be the simplest thing is like wanting to spend time or just communicate with them. You know, like, I feel like me, like, what really gets me turned on is emotional fulfillment. When somebody can express how they feel.
That is a turn on.
That is
a big turn on.
But I just want to feel like I've been single so long because nobody has ever been able to, like, tell me how they genuinely feel. So I just take it as people just being nice.
Yeah.
You know, I have to say, oh, me's being nice. He don't really mean it, because it's like, I don't really know how you feel about me. And so it's like, why would I just settle for breadcrumbs? You know, I can't tell you if I feel the same because you're not doing anything.
And if that person who comes back around was just breadcrumbing you, I want you to come back around and breadcrumb me some more. Just when I'm sorry, you think I'm going to be like, okay. No, like, I think my biggest thing is if somebody wants to do it, my mom's told me that from day one, and just pray for it. It's taken me to now, like 26, to understand that if somebody really wants you, they're going to show you that they want you. They're not just going to say it. They're going to, what do you have planned for this? Let's go here. Or,
but that's so hot.
They know, like,
oh, I should do that. My dance. That's bad.
They know your schedule. They know that it's going to take time. And I know that sometimes, like, people are like, oh, my communication is better in person, da, 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 da. But even if somebody knows what they suck with texting and calling, like, I've had somebody.
That's bullshit. Because I feel like everybody's on their phone all the time.
But I suck with texting and calling sometimes. And I'm always on my phone. So, like,
okay.
But, like, if I do want somebody, I will text you. I will. That's my mom. I mean, that's not. That's
true.
But I will show them. I'll be like, oh, what do you have planned this week? Do you have any free time? Because if you do, I'm going to be like, oh, you want to go to dinner? Do you want to go to the movies? Do you want to, let's do something. Or if you know somebody's like bad at like texting or calling, like I've had people like actually like, I'm getting better at it. Or I've seen them get better at their responses or reaching out. And I'm like, okay, that's an action. That's an action. Like, they're showing you literally, hey, I know that I was kind of bad with it before, but you see me now. Like, they don't gotta say it, but like, I'll point it out to you if I see it. I'm like, you know what? Thank you for being more. Yeah, thank you for being more consistent. That's my biggest turn on. Communication is everything. I just feel like if we're not communicating, what are we doing?
It's not that time. And it's not even like we're intentionally trying to go into a relationship. Even if we're just friends, you know, just be a good friend to me, and I'll be a good friend to you.
Yes.
You know, like just, you know, because you don't want to burn bridges by thinking that you can go find you and someone else. You
There's only one you.
There's only one you. And you don't want to have to this, right? If they ain't work out on this person, I always go find somebody else to entertain you.
That's just messy. That's just messy. And I feel like
oh my God,
what you just said was that you can't find you and somebody else. I like that because a lot of times when it comes to dating, people really are like, oh, I think this way, so I want you to think this way.
Yeah.
And then last time I knew we were two different individuals. You should always be open to hear another person's perspective because sometimes you may be black and white and they might be the gray area that you need for that certain topic.
That's true.